if you are watching this and you are in a long distance relationship and you want to make it work, if you're looking for an excuse to break up with them, the long distance is the perfect excuse. You're like, oh, it's just not working out. But if you want to make it work with your partner, this is the video to watch. We are the people to listen to.
Yeah.
Because as you just said, we went from meeting at a club to dating to long distance for 10 months to having a daughter and living together and being engaged.
All in 2 years.
All in 2 years after surviving long distance.
Yeah.
So trust me, you want to listen to what we're about to say because
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, and honestly, like, again, people have done long distance and people have done further distances
Yep.
and might not get the chance to see each other as frequently as we did. But long distance is long distance.
Yeah.
And not being able to just drive over
Yeah.
and see that person, it plays a big factor.
Yeah.
And it's considered long distance.
Also, what we're about to talk about and what I think really saved our relationship and what really mattered wasn't the physical visiting.
No.
It was everything else that we're going to talk about.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just want to even like start by saying like, and some people might think this is crazy that I'm even saying this, but I enjoyed long distance.
Oh, yeah. The way we did it, 100%.
And not because I did anything like without you. Like, not because it was like I had you, but I had other people on the side. It was none of that. It was because we did it so well that it was like, how can our relationship be this good? Because I think all we had to do was learn how to communicate. So if you think about it in a way, it's kind of like Love is Blind, where like all they have to do is connect on an emotional level, where we were forced to connect on an emotional level, mainly before physical, because we only had that 2 months where we could do anything physical. And then it turned all into emotional, learning how to communicate that.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's why I enjoyed it so much, because we just really spent the time to focus on each other and our emotional connection.
Sorry, you guys can't see her on camera, but our daughter is
Can
right
you see
there.
her?
No, you can't see her.
No, can you see her?
Me? No, I can just hear her.
Oh, she's like this.
It just sounds funny.
That's what she looks like.
But no, the long distance was very, see now, that's a nightmare.
Yeah. She's... Sorry, this is like... I don't want it to cover her nose. Yeah. Buddy. Okay, there you go.
But yeah, no, the long distance was very pivotal to our relationship, and it genuinely saved.
Like, what is happening?
It's too much happening.
Those neighbors are so loud.
But yeah, it was very pivotal and literally saved our relationship because it took away everything else, and we had to learn to adapt basically and learn to be together. But what made you want to, two questions.
Okay.
What made you want to try long distance? Because you're the one that suggested it. And also, should everybody try long distance? Or sometimes is it better to just call it quits? Like, what determines whether you try long distance or not?
I think part of it had to do with the fact that my last relationship was partially long distance. I was like, just in the summertime we weren't together.
But that being said, sorry to cut you off, that shit was ass. So if anything, that should have given you more of a reason to not want to do long distance.
I know, which is really weird. And I think maybe that, I don't know the actual reason, to be honest. But when I think about it now, I think that kind of gave me some motivation because it was so bad in a way and nothing really happened like during that long distance time. Like we didn't connect at all in that emotional level because it just seemed all physical. So when it was gone, it was like there was no relationship. So I think having that made me want to try it, like try again. And how just, I mean, our initial connection and how our relationship was in those first 2 months was so great that I was like, there's no way I can just let this guy go. That I was just so determined because I was like, watch this reel go viral on freaking Instagram, but I was like so in love with you that I was like, I can't let this guy go. Like, he's mine now and I'm locking him in now.
After 2 months.
Or that's it. And like you said, like maybe we just had those 2 months and that was it. But I genuinely fell in love with you and I was just like, I can't let this guy go. That's what made me, I think, want to do long distance. Those 2 reasons. I was like, I got to do over. I got to try this again. And I'm so in love with you that I have to give it a try.
Yeah.
And what made you agree to doing long distance?
What made me agree? She's just loving life right now.
Yeah, she is.
Honestly, it was just like a fuck it, why not? For me. Like, it was like, you know what, this is going very well. Like, if we can make it work, why not try to make it work? You know, like, one of my favorite sayings, if you watch the episodes, you know I have a lot of favorite sayings, but one of my favorite sayings is, I think Russ said it. I was like, I'd rather deal with all well than what if. And, you know, so I didn't want to deal with that. Oh, what if we would have tried this? Or like, what if we would have tried long distance and it would have worked out?
That's a really good saying for you.
Yeah, I'd rather deal with oh well than what if. So if it didn't work out, I'm like, oh well, at least we tried it. But I think I wanted to try it because I was most scared of not trying it. Because I'm like, this is so good. I don't want to in like 3 years be like, oh
Regret
man, I wonder how that would have went. So it's like, let's just try it. But I honestly, I didn't go into it thinking much. I didn't go into it thinking we would be here right now.
Yeah.
Because to me, I'm like, oh man, we can try it. It won't work, but we can try it.
Because I think I had a completely different mindset.
You thought it was gonna work?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I've never done long distance. I've only heard about it in YouTube videos or in movies.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm like, I definitely went into it wanting it to work, but I just didn't know what to expect at all and what happened and how much. Like I said, I'm happy we had it because I enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
Like it made us be more creative. And like
Yeah.
even now, like when I was planning, whenever I plan out date nights now, I think about it in the frame of when I had to be that creative, when we didn't have any money, when we couldn't do certain things, when we couldn't go out, what would we have done? So like that's how I always think about our date nights now, which is why I always have like 10 different plans. Because back then I had to have all these plans. Like I had to be resourceful. So it definitely did shape a lot of things.
Yeah, that's just so crazy how different mindsets we had going into it. Because you know how I always say, like, even like now, like I'll always fight for us. Like no matter what, like I'm always gonna fight for us. So even like that two months in, I'm like, I'm making sure this works. Like I'm fighting for us to make sure this works.
Yeah.
And again, like it was so fun. Like I don't know about you, but I think we had like a really good.
Once we were in it was fun. But we're talking about before we even started. So we're talking about us deciding going into it. So at this point, yeah, the first 2 months have been fun, but I'm like, will it be the same?
Yeah.
Because now part of the fun was the first 2 months where I say we basically lived together.
Yeah.
So the face-to-face interactions, the doing things, the walks, or whatever. So that was the fun. You know, at that point, our emotional connection. Actually, yeah, I wouldn't even say that. It was always pretty good. Because even the very first night, we talked for like 7 hours. So I feel like we've always had that, but we didn't really have to rely on it to save us. So I just had a lot of like unanswered questions going into it.
Yeah, and I mean, like even we got that emotional connection definitely before the physical connection. And even like during the long distance, that part was hard for us, the physical connection, because like I would always say, you know, we would have that time together and then we kind of got ripped away. So then for me to get comfortable to have that physical connection was hard. So, which is crazy like, to even think like, you know, there was times where I'm like, oh, is this going to work? Because, you know, physical connection is very important in a relationship. But I'm like, no, I'm not giving up. And that's why I'd always tell you, I'm like, be patient with me. So I'm like, no, he's mine.
Now look at us. So yeah, that's why you should watch the whole podcast. But,
intro.
Okay, so we started long distance.
Yes. So I think yeah, and I was quickly before. I was so sad that you left before my birthday because we started February and then my birthday was the 6th of March, and I was like, my first birthday with this like beautiful man, and he's not even gonna be here. But you made it special.
Yeah,
So,
I had to leave you a gift.
yeah, which just showed how like creative you were because you didn't even like know my friend, Gabby at the time, and you like went all out, and you didn't even have a car.
Yeah.
You figured that all out too, like making sure you left the gift and setting up the whole.
Yeah, we had an Uber there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Me, Tiara, and Muti, you guys were being loud as hell.
Oh, you guys all went together?
Yeah, we all went together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I think it's lucky because they wanted to see her.
Oh, Gabby?
I think they wanted to see her, so they just came in.
Gabby, you're popular.
Gabby's popular in Edmonton. Gabby's popular in Edmonton. But, yeah, okay. The very first thing, okay, what was the first thing that saved us? Like, how do we even, like, how do we get so creative? Did it just naturally happen?
Yeah, I don't know because, so, I don't even know how that started, but I think, so, let's talk about the main thing what's the main thing that you think saved the long distance, being long distance? Because I know what it is for me.
I know what it is for me.
Okay, can we agree that it was taking that, or choosing a chunk of time to make sure that it was us two and only us two in that period of time?
Yeah. Tiara time.
Yeah.
Tea time.
Yeah.
Tea time.
So, like, we would just both have our separate lives, you know, go on with our days, text each other during the day when we can. And in, like, let's say at the beginning of the day, we always made sure, you know, to initially start the day, like, with positive energy, message each other. You were so good at that. I mean, you were like were working. So, like, you were always up before me. So you always sent me the messages. But that was so important to kickstart the day, to know, like, we're still in it at the beginning of the day. What can you say about that? About, like, the beginning of the days, and do you think that was important?
The morning messages?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like that's not specifically for the long distance, but in general in our relationship, I feel like that's always been a staple.
Yeah.
Like, just trying to start the day as good as possible. So yeah, the morning message, even though it's something so simple and so small, like making sure that we did start off with a positive energy, speak a positive day into existence. Yeah. I almost want to say the night before is when our days would start.
Yeah. How the night
Like,
ended.
yeah, the good night part was also very important.
Yeah, of course.
But, yeah, so waking up and making, I don't know, not long distance specifically, but yeah, I agree with the point that the morning message was very important.
Yeah. But that does play a big part when it comes to long distance, because you can't just, like, wake up and that person's there, or wake up and drive to their house. Like, you got to set the tone, you got to set the energy, because if we don't get a chance to talk all day, then it's like, oh, like, like, he hasn't texted me, or how's the day going? Like, we know that the energy was there in the morning.
That's I'm glad you brought that up, because not talking all day, like, I feel like that's just impossible. Like, that's when the effort comes into play. It's like, because in a regular relationship, but even especially long distance, there's no reason why you can't check in with somebody for a whole day.
Yeah.
It's like, at the very least, like, just update them. But yeah, so I feel like that's why the morning message was important, is because at the very least, we were all set. Like, we checked in with each other. We were already talking. So it started our conversation. Actually, that's why it was important. It started our conversation for the day.
Yeah.
Because without the morning message, it's like, when are we messaging each other?
Yeah.
At 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m.?
Yeah.
But by starting early from the good morning message, then the convo just goes throughout the whole day.
Well, also, it's at, let's say, like, because some nights, maybe Tiara time, what we would say was like 9 p.m. or 7 p.m. For me to let you know in the morning, hey, tonight we might have to push it back. Or tonight, can it be earlier?
Yeah.
Or, hey, I'm super busy all day, but I'll check in when I can. So, again, setting that tone, that good morning message was so important.
Yeah. Yeah. And on that note, checking in, very, very important.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
if it's been like 3 hours, you know, and you haven't chatted, just being like, hey, you know, sorry, like it's been a busy day. I still love you. Like I hope you're having a good day. Like we were really good at doing that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the positive reinforcement.
Big
The
one. in a
positive
long distance
reinforcement was
relationship.
very, very big. No matter how small, no matter how tiny, very, very big. Even things that as small as me texting you to Snapchat me a picture of you smiling.
Yeah.
You know, the gestures, like this is your time to really show off and show how much you care, how much you know the person. Like, show your riz. Like, this is it. Because, yeah, physical can't play a part. So it's like the words you use are very important, but yeah, checking in was also very, very important.
Yeah.
But yeah, tea time in general. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Like,
Know a lot about that. That was like
yeah.
a big part of it.
Yeah, so tea time is just what we called it. But like you were saying, one of the most important things is setting a time where it's like, hey, it was basically a date night every single night.
Yeah.
Where it's like from I think we did 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Whatever time it is, from 9 o'clock to the end of the day, this is our time.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're sad, if you're bored, if you're happy. But like we're gonna do a day breakdown. How was your day? How are you feeling? We just talk. You know, it's our time to spend together. Where we generally make tea. It's what we call it tea time. We would make tea. We would chill. Either we watch a movie or just talk or have a date night or play a game. Whatever it was very important to know that hey, I'm booked right now. Like even with my friends, I'm like, yo, I gotta go home.
Yeah.
Like I have plans, nigga.
Yeah.
Like it was that serious.
Yeah.
It wasn't like always FaceTime I'll cancel. It's like no.
We made sure to let each other both know that we prioritize
Yeah.
this time span. 7 o'clock is your time, right?
Yeah.
And even sometimes like let's say like I know there were sometimes like maybe we didn't even feel like doing anything or talking, but it was we're still gonna FaceTime and I'm gonna just do what I do and you're on camera.
Yeah, exactly. Even if we're doing it separately, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like unless there was a genuine good reason, like oh you were at a sleepover or. The other thing is, yeah, it's no exception, but you can plan around it. Like I say, if you were going out,
Yeah.
we could plan around it.
Yeah.
But just having it, we can either move it early or move it back or whatever.
We also did that sometimes too when if I were to go out for dinner with my family or go and have a sleepover at Gabby's, we would be like, okay, do we have like an hour or 2 hours to just chat in the day? Which was a really big or even sometimes I was at the sleepover, I'm like, let's call.
Yeah.
But
when you're house sitting.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a really good point. Sometimes like it's okay that we didn't have those times, but we always made sure to be like, hey, it's not going to work tonight. Can we chat a little bit earlier or let's FaceTime when we go to bed or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, the communication aspect in every single thing that you do, from the morning message to hey, I'm going to be gone for a while, or hey, I'm going to have bad reception today.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to the beach, so I want to have good, whatever it is. Every single thing, over communicating was key.
Yeah.
Not just communicating, but overly communicating.
Yeah.
Yeah, like saying too much.
And again, at first, we were not perfect at this. There would be nights where it was so frustrating because you wouldn't communicate with me. Or I would call you and I know something was wrong, but you weren't comfortable. Or you just didn't know how to communicate that you were having a bad day. So it would just result into a sad FaceTime where we're just there and it's just like, so that's real. That you have those times. You're not just going to know, but you have to be patient with that person. And I think that was a really big thing for us was learning to be patient with learning to have patience with each other because some nights those FaceTimes, we still had those FaceTimes even if we were upset with each other, but that was a big part of it.
Showing up.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you watch the podcast before this one, we talk about showing up.
That was filmed a different day.
Yeah, different day.
But yeah, no, just showing up to the call, showing up to, like I said, it's a scheduled time.
Yeah.
Like just showing up to the scheduled time.
Yeah.
Another very big thing that helped us, not the most important, but definitely a priority was date nights. So like, I think date nights, as weird as it might sound, I think date nights when you in a long distance relationship are more important than date nights when you're in a non-long distance relationship is.
Those date nights were so fun. I don't even know how we came up with all these ideas, but we were so forced to be creative. You especially. Like, I came up with some good ideas, but you were so creative. Like, I give you so much credit because you came up with these, like, extravagant ideas. Like, how did you, like, let me just say a few of them. Can I tell the people some of your tricks?
Yeah, if I remember them, if you remember them.
Oh, I remember them.
Yeah.
So I know that there was that one where, wait, was that a date night?
Which one?
What was that? That was just a gesture. This just came to my mind. Where, like, you did that typewriter thing.
Oh, yeah. There was multiple times.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But the first time,
Yeah.
that was like, oh my gosh, that was so cool.
Yeah.
But wait, why can't I remember any of our date nights right now? I feel like I just had them all in my mind and then I just lost them all.
They blanked. There was some good. There was some. I don't remember.
Okay. Oh, there was one that we did was we shopped for our future home.
Yeah.
So we like planned. We like looked at apartments in Boston
Yeah.
together. We like looked on like IKEA and Wayfair about what furniture we would have in our home.
Yeah.
That was fun. And I don't know. I was so excited like when you came up with that idea. I'm like, this is such a good idea.
Yeah. We also planned our wedding.
Planned our wedding on like an app.
The very first time we wrote the letters to ourselves was on a remote date night.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Letters to our future self.
I feel like there was also a good mix of physical, brain, relaxation. Like we did
Yeah.
activities,
Yeah.
like long distance activities where we wrote stuff to each other. Then we did origami.
Yeah.
So
We would do like cook a meal.
yeah, we would cook a meal together. Yeah, there was.
Oh, there was another one where I did was like, we would pick something in the room and we did like the drawing ones.
Yeah. No, you just have to get creative. Just use your resources as well. Like ChatGPT is a thing now.
Yeah.
You know, like it just put in the effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even there was like not all the date nights turned out how we wanted them to turn out.
Yeah.
Some didn't go well, some went well, but it's like just put in the effort. It just just try.
Or even when we did like spa night individually.
Yeah,
where we buy a
together.
face mask and we put face masks on.
Yeah, just doing it together remotely. Yeah, like you can still do a lot of things together.
Yeah.
But yeah, date nights are definitely very important. Even just asking.
That was a big
It got
part.
to a point where the asking was a bigger part than the actual date night.
Yeah.
Where it's like, who can be more creative and how can we ask this time?
Well, even still, and I think brought that into our physical relationship
Yeah.
now. Like, again, this guy is just so creative, like with his ideas. It always is so annoying sometimes because I'm like, how am I gonna one up him? Like, I can't just like continue to just write a note. Hey, date night tonight. Like, even yesterday, he wrote romantic night. Wait, I literally think it's right here. It's right here. Okay, this little sticky note is that simple. Okay, it's that simple. He just left the stick. I didn't even know that this was like for me, and you can even do this long distance. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
he just wrote like, I don't know if you know other languages, but it says like date night in different languages, romantic evening. That's what it is. Romantic evening. Like just like little things like that. Like it just makes it better than just want to go out tonight.
Yeah.
So just coming up with little things like it just makes it feel so much more special.
Yeah, the small stuff go a long way in long distance,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
The small stuff goes a long way.
Yeah.
And then I think like for our 6 months, that's when you did like you put together like a little YouTube video.
The 100 Reasons I Love You or something like that.
Oh my gosh,
was-
stop. That wasn't
That
even
one was crazy.
a date night.
Yeah,
Or
that was just a random video.
that was just oh my gosh. Okay, no, stop. Wait. The one video where you were like,
That's why I
this is
love
what I
you.
do when I'm bored.
Oh, that's what you could
Okay,
do.
let me just quickly break this down. So he recorded this video and he's like recording himself just talking. He's like, so because like I'm bored, like he's just walking around the house. He's like combing his hair, putting on a different shirt, but just speaking. And me not thinking anything is going to result to the end of this video, okay? And then he's like, okay, so I got to plug in the camera. He's still holding it. Put the USB chip in. And then basically the whole video is like 2 minutes long. I just wanted to say And then the camera switches to like an actual camera, and he's like, has like really good lighting. And he goes, I love you. And I miss you. And like that whole 2-minute video just led up to him saying that. And that was just because.
Yeah.
That was just for a random day.
That was a good one.
That was like.
That was a very good one.
And we actually have, we have like our little YouTube channel with all like our cute like videos that we like made for each other.
Yeah.
But like that was so special. I
might have to include that clip.
Yeah, you should.
Since I'm such a nigga of spontaneous acts, and you loved that setup and the lighting so much, I thought, you know what? I'll tell you what. Hold on. Keep waiting. This goes here, I think, facing that way. This cord plugs in over here. Look at the setup. Okay. Gotta change though. Okay. We're gonna take this off. We're gonna put this one on. Dude, over there we go. Make sure the hair looks good. Gonna take this off. Gonna put the memory card back in. Back. Okay. It doesn't want to go in. Oh, I need lube. Chill. There we go. Memory cards in. Okay. Almost ready. Gotta make sure the hair looks good. Can't go through all this effort for nothing. So I'm gonna place you there. Twist my hair. There you go. Not bad. Okay. Almost ready. Hold on. Make sure the mic is plugged in. Everything is good to go. We're gonna turn it on. Turn this light off. Turn this one on. Next, I'm gonna make sure it's in frame. Okay. Gonna click record. Good. Let me flip this orientation so it's like this. But yeah, like I said, since you like the setup so much, I thought, why not go through all this effort just to say that I love you. And yeah, I wish you were here. I kind of miss you. See how bored I am? I be doing shit like this when I'm bored. I went through all that effort just to say I love you. But I do love you though. And I do miss you though. So it was worth it. Yeah.
I remember crying because I was like, that is the sweetest thing ever. And the way that it was facing this way the whole time. And then you're like, I love you. And then it like changed to like a different, that was such a good one.
See, yeah, stuff like that. See, that's what I mean by the stuff like that. Like that probably took like 30 minutes to record, for like another 30 minutes to edit. Like a whole hour just to say I love you. But yeah, see, it goes a long way. Like, you just gotta be creative.
You just got me like, made my heart warm, like thinking about that video. That was so sweet. And then he made another one.
The 100 Reasons I Love You.
100 Reasons Why I Love You. The 100 physical or reasons that are not like physical.
Yeah. It was something like that.
Yeah, that didn't have to do with the physical aspect of a relationship. Why I love you.
Yeah.
And it was just like him like recording a video.
Yeah. I mean, there was you singing to me.
Oh yeah, I'd send him like singing videos of me singing. Just like on a day. Hey, I thought about you. sent you my videos.
That's really what it comes down to. Just a reminder that I'm thinking about you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's
like,
a big one.
How much times in a day can you remind them that you're thinking about them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Long distance was so fun, man.
I mean, the hardest part about long distance, though, is the actual trust factor in itself.
Yeah.
So, like, how were you so comfortable? Like, how do you know that I wasn't out there cheating?
And again, that's so interesting because we didn't even talk about sharing each other's location. And we never did.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, we never. Yeah, to this day, I don't think we've ever had each other's location.
No.
To this day.
To this day. Yeah. I don't know what made me just be like, not even want to think about it, to even ask you for, because it didn't even come to mind.
No.
To be like, hey, like, can I have your location? Because we were so good at updating each other and letting each other know where we were, what we were doing.
But was it just automatic trust?
I think so.
How do you know I wasn't just lying about where I was?
I just
believed?
trusted
Yeah.
you.
I think that's my answer as well. It's like, you just gotta trust at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, if I need to have physical proof of everything,
Yeah.
then should I even be dating you? Like, if I
Yeah.
don't trust the small things, it's
Yeah.
like, it also ties. I feel like I don't know how to say this, but yeah, I feel like it would just ruin the actual trust factor in itself. Because I remember, there's no way about to talk about my relationship back-to-back videos, but in my previous relationship, like, it got to a point where it got so toxic that we needed to have each other's relationships and like each other's location. And like, the more we had each other's location,
Yeah,
the more
the more-
toxic it got.
Yeah,
because
because
the
you're
more
like,
you
oh, where are
exactly.
they? It's like, oh, they said they're going to be here. Oh, let me just check.
Exactly.
So it ruins the trust.
It ruins the trust completely. Like, so like,
Yeah.
going into this, I just felt like if I needed to even need your location, there's something that's wrong before that. Like, there's something that doesn't have to do with the location. That's the problem.
And I can agree because in my past relationship as well, I had the Snapchat location on. So I was always like, oh, is he really there? Oh, let me check which building he is on campus. Like,
Yeah.
he says he's here, but is he? So yeah, that
Is he lost? No, yeah.
so that ruins it, I think.
It does ruin it. Yeah. At the end of the day, you got to learn to take somebody's word for something.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that matters more than anything. And like, I had to trust you. Like, when you said you weren't doing all these things or you're going somewhere, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think with you trusting me, it made me easier to trust you. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Again, there's a very famous saying, but it's like,
Wait, are you going to remember what you're going to say?
yeah, I'm going to remember.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I just realized I really suck at English. What I just said wasn't English.
Well, what what'd you
Made
say?
me easier to trust you.
Clip it.
That is not a proper sentence.
No. Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Okay, go on. What were you about to say?
I was going to say, but it's like, you only really think someone is capable of doing something if you're capable of doing that thing yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, if I think you're capable of lying and doing all these things, it's because I probably thought of it or I've done it I don't know how to articulate it, but it's like...
It's if you think they're doing that, it's probably because you're doing it or you're thinking of doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And why I thought it was possible for you to be faithful and for you to not be lying is because I genuinely wasn't lying.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
it works both ways. Whereas if I'm cheating, I'm gonna be like, oh, what if she's doing this?
Yeah.
Again, my pre-relationships,
Yeah.
very toxic. I'm like, I'm looking doing shit on the side. Like, nothing physical, but I'm like, I'm looking entertaining certain things.
Yeah.
How the fuck I know she ain't doing this?
Yeah.
If I'm doing it, and I'm a good guy,
Yeah.
I know for a fact
I'm
she
a
doing
good
this shit. I know for a fact she doing this shit.
Facts.
So it comes down to that where it's like, yeah, you just gotta trust the other person and know that, hey, if you're being faithful, that's all you can do, and hope that they're doing it as well. Plus, the way I would think about it as well is that I just don't want it to be my fault. Again, back to, we always talk about this in a roundabout way, but I just like to be very accountable. I'm like, I'm gonna just do whatever is in my best interest. Even if you are cheating, or were cheating, okay, whatever. I lacked. I got cheated on. We broke up. But at least I know that I wasn't doing shit. At least I know that I gave it my all. I tried my best. I trusted her. I did whatever.
Yeah.
I can live with that. Like if something is my fault and it goes wrong, I can live with that. But I just wouldn't be able to live if I was being toxic as well. Saying, hey, share your location, give me all your passwords. That's another thing. Like we didn't even have each other's passwords to Snapchats or anything. Whenever
That's
we literally
crazy to
just
me.
had to trust each other. Like we had to take each other's words for something.
Which I like feel like I want to be able to give others advice on how to do that, but there's not really anything you can do other than just do it.
Just trust
I don't
each other?
know. Yeah. Like how do you get to the point? Like how do you, because some people are like, yeah, but like I can't just trust them. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Like how,
I don't know. Maybe I feel like it all started with communication. It's a lead up of things. But yeah, communication was big. It all started with that. But yeah, what was the main reason?
I mean, also, I think another thing for me that I'm thinking about it is if we go back to like those first couple weeks of when we were talking, and we went out that one night, and I entertained like an ex just by like going up and saying hi, and then that night was a little bit rocky for us, and we talked about it, and you told me like you just made me look bad, so.
That's good. That's what it was.
So that right there showed me
Yeah.
how you think, and that to you that's making you look bad. So that I feel like automatically makes me think, okay, well, he wouldn't go do that because if he thinks that's wrong, then
No.
I'm
Yeah.
stuck.
Okay, well, good, because I'm going to take over.
Okay.
But no, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like, don't make me look bad
Yeah.
is how to survive long distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all comes down to that.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, trust just to me, cheating is if you, like, I was very upfront with that from the jump. I'm like,
You
yo,
were.
as long as you don't make me look stupid in anything, how you dress, how you talk, how you engage with people, if I feel like you're making me look bad or look stupid, I don't want to be with you. So I feel like transferring to long distance is like, hey, I know she knows how much I value my respect. Now I have to trust that when she's out, she wouldn't do anything to make me look bad because she knows how much this matters. So I just gotta trust that she'll maintain that image.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was very big on that from the jump. But
Yeah. And it's crazy because I was like, oh my gosh, like, did I just ruin this? Like, I was so sad that night because I was going to go home, I think, after that night. And you, like, I think wanted me to go home.
Yeah.
But I was like, from the jump, no,
Yeah.
we are committed.
That's the thing. No, like, I
'Cause
told
you
you
said
that
that
night
if
as well.
I
I'm like,
left-
yeah. If you would have literally left the car that night and went home, I think, like, in my head, as soon as you get out this car, I'm going inside and blocking you, nigga. Like, we're not talking anymore. That's where my mindset was at. Like, if you literally would have went home that night, I don't think we would be dating right now.
That's crazy.
It is crazy because I was so ready
I know.
to literally just go inside because that's the type of person I was.
Yeah.
Like I was the type of person that if something bothers you, block them.
Yeah.
You don't got to deal with them again.
Yeah.
Like what was like 2 weeks in, a couple weeks in.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I can handle. I'll just block you.
That's so interesting that I was so like,
You fought for it.
I feel like, yeah, like, these people might think I'm like crazy because I'm like, no, I'm not letting this guy
Yeah,
go.
she kidnapped me, bro. And they came into my house. Like, no, that's a Criminal
Yeah,
Mind
because-
episode.
yeah,
You
I literally
kidnapped
was like-
me.
I was like,
there was
no,
multiple times where you kidnapped me.
I was like, no, like, I'm not leaving. But this,
Yeah.
honestly, like, this all has to do with, like, love. Like, I'm telling you, I love this guy from the jump. I was like, that night was so fun until that moment. Like, we had a blast just dancing, enjoying our time, getting a little bit tipsy. It was so fun. And so I was like, I can't leave. We got to work this out, And it was hard because I literally, like, I don't know, I can remember this night really clearly. But after we got back, you brushed your teeth, you got ready for bed. And I'm like, because we would normally do it together. And so I was like, so then I brushed my teeth. We went to sleep. We were laying down and I'm like, like, can we talk about it? Like, I'm sorry. And then we talked but so this is not long distance, but like this all, because what you were saying, like about trusting, it was a lead up. This all led up to us being able to trust each other was because, you know, we set those boundaries and we knew what like our respect for each other looked like before we went long distance. Right?
Yeah.
It was all about don't make me look bad.
Don't make me look bad. Respect is also earned, not given.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, yeah, to lead by example. Don't make that person look bad, but
Lead by example. That's a big one.
lead by example
It comes
was
in a
big.
relationship as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Right? If you're going to do it, well,
Yeah.
don't expect that they're not going to do it, right? You got to lead do what you want. Like do what you want them to do.
Yeah. 100%. It was definitely, it was hard, but like, yeah, I know you started by saying visiting each other might not be accessible, but yeah, also us planning our next visits was very big. Like we
countdown.
had the countdown exactly. Like as soon as we would plan our next in-person meetup, you would start the countdown to that day, and it would be like 30 days, and it would be like 10 days, and it would be like 1 day. Oh,
Which
the
made everything
signs,
exciting.
the signs at the
Oh,
airport.
that was a good one.
Yeah,
So-
every time we picked each other up at the airport, we made signs for each other.
Yeah.
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 Again, small gestures. The small things really, really mattered.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And so, yeah, we saw each other a good amount. I would say,
Probably like once every 2 months.
yeah,
Like once every 2 months. Yeah.
For,
For
like,
like
a
a
week.
weekend or a week.
it was about a week.
About a week,
Wait.
yeah.
Was I working?
Yeah,
Was I
exactly. You
just-
were working.
Oh, yeah.
For like
yeah.
3-4 days. Nah, it was usually a week.
I think
Usually
it
a week.
was.
Yeah. But
And we also rotated who went.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, we bodied this.
No,
What I
we
was
bodied
thinking,
long
we
distance.
killed it.
We killed
So
it, yeah.
I would go there, and then you would come here, and then I would go there. Like we literally just rotated it
Mm-hmm.
to what worked. Which it was so much better visiting you because you had your own place. And the only, I think, really good time where you came and visited, it was all
first
good,
time.
but was when my
first
mom
time.
let us.
yeah, stay there
Yeah,
for the
that was
week.
March. No,
Yeah.
I think that was May.
Yeah, whatever it was, that was. Yeah.
When we had like the house to ourselves.
Yeah.
And it was just us.
Yeah.
So it was so much better visiting you because I got away from family. I needed a little break, you know.
You needed a detox.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, I think honestly, like the biggest thing is just communication. You have to communicate and you have to trust the person. Learn to trust them at least. Talk about those things. Be like, I feel like I'm not trusting you in this area. Talk about it.
yeah, that's the thing. Like you gotta figure out, like I was saying with the location. Like if you need the location for somebody, it's probably because something happened before that. Like the location is not the actual problem. It's like it's the fake solution. So like talk about the actual problem. Like if you don't trust somebody, why don't you trust them?
Yeah.
And should even be together then.
Yeah.
Like like if you can't.
But what do you think about like let's say, you know, for somebody that is coming out of a relationship where they didn't trust the person and they had each other's location to going into a relationship where maybe that's not the case, they don't have to share each other's location. How do you navigate that?
I mean, I'm the perfect person to talk on this because that was my situation.
Okay, yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like get over it.
Yeah.
It is a different relationship.
Yeah.
If you bring in all that baggage, if I was to bring all the mistrust I had in my last relationship and my previous things to this, first of all, we're already starting on a negative, and it's not fair to you. Like you're not the person that did all this, so why should I take out that anger on you? But yeah, definitely easier said than done. Definitely easier said than done. But that's generally how I thought about it. I'm like, again, it's all about I want to give this my all.
Yeah.
I learned from all of that. That all went bad. Actually, the answer to your question is accountability. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because I was able to say my past relationship went bad and I couldn't trust them because I did this.
Wait, you look so comfy right now.
Focus.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah, because
His toes are out.
yo,
Go on.
listen.
Accountability.
Accountability
Focus.
wasn't. Accountability was why I was able to not let my past failure relationship ruin this one. Was because I said to myself, this one went wrong because I did this. So as long as I don't do this in this one, then this shouldn't end like that one.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what it was. And that one I messed up a few times. It got toxic. And fixed what was messed up. But to the other point, if I was never like, this went bad because I did this, then I'm still as hesitant in this one because I'm like, oh, what if that happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? But I'm just in the belief that that won't happen because I'm not messing up the same.
Yeah.
So it's accountability and figuring out why it went wrong, getting whatever closure you need or whatever you want to call it. But just literally close that chapter. Be like, hey. Also, I
Yeah.
feel like forgiving you. I'm very big at forgiving myself. Because, again, maybe I take too much accountability, but I'd rather take too much accountability.
Yeah.
Like, it's called
It's easier to get closure that way.
way easier. Like, I think it's called your locus of control. And I think mine is very, very high. Like, no matter what goes wrong, I'm always in the what did I do wrong or how can I fix this mindset. I'm never in the how did they mess up. I'm always this is my role. This is my movie. What can I do to fix it? Because I can't control what anyone else
You know,
does.
that's true because like even when I think about like if we have an argument or something like that, you do lean more towards like I had it when you were talking, but I
Yeah, you
forgot
just
what
like
I'm trying to-
interrupted me.
No, I know because I like have a short like I don't know I can't if I think of something I gotta say it right then and there like I can't remember it.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah. Let it go.
Yeah.
But what was I saying? Now you confuse me.
well you were talking about taking accountability and what that word I don't know what that
Yeah,
word was that you
my
said
internal locus of
that
control.
you have high.
Yeah, it's very high. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I was able to not let that. Oh, forgiving yourself.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I take accountability. I messed up in this. I can't change it. Let it go. But what can I do to improve the next situation? And so that's the mindset that I had coming into this. It's like, it's only a failure if you don't learn from it. It's only an L if you don't learn from it. If you learn from it, it is what it is. Like I always say, you're going to mess up anyways. Get it out the way. So I needed to be that version. I needed to make those mess ups. I'm happy I did them that early and not in this scenario where now if I mess up now, it counts. We have a daughter. We have a family. You're my fiance. If I'm messing up back then, I'm glad I did because I was a kid. It was whatever, So at least I got those out the way so I can learn from them and not mess up the same way. I might mess up in different ways and hopefully I'm improving them for future me. But making sure I don't revisit those mistakes in this relationship was what gave me closure that it wouldn't end the same way as that one did.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking about it, all of those things that we were able to do in the long distance, that we have taken so much of that into this time of our relationship now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we had to have had long distance before this.
Had
When
to.
I think if we
It was
did it, I
needed.
don't think we would be here
No, at all.
because like I don't know, we just learned so
We grew.
much about I think even like ourselves and what it is like to have a solid relationship beforehand. And like I just feel like when some people tell me, oh, like I don't think I can get into this relationship because it's going to be long distance. I just feel like I can advocate for it so much because I don't know, like if you have trust issues and like if your relationships haven't worked in the past, try it. Watch this video and learn all these tips and tricks because I feel like it can be really good for maybe someone who doesn't know how to communicate and doesn't know how to trust because it forces you to have to do that. It's going to be hard, but it forces you to have to do that. And you just come out stronger and better than ever.
Yeah, it also all comes down to like, is the person worth it? Because
Yeah, of course.
it will be fun. It will help you grow, but it is a lot of effort.
Yeah.
So is the person worth it? And in our situation, we felt like,
Yeah.
no matter how this turns out, they're worth a try. And it just turned out to be good. But if it's a small, like if it's somebody that you're already cheating on or that you don't really care about, then bro, just save yourself the headache.
Yeah.
Because at that point, it's not worth it.
No.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. But I think out of everything, if you can't do any of that and you need one thing to kind of take on to do long distance is just set a time of the day to focus your attention on that person. If it's that morning and that works best for you and you get 2 hours of the day to talk to that person, do that. If it's the night, Oh, also we didn't. For us, at least, we FaceTimed on. We slept on FaceTime every night. That was just a bonus.
Yeah.
If it got to the point where like, if we couldn't FaceTime to sleep, like I couldn't sleep.
You're like, L.
Yeah. But just to finish off what I was saying, like, yeah, just I think the biggest thing is just making sure you set that time.
See, that's it. Just all depends on your person.
Yeah.
Cause Musa used to do that shit, and I thought this nigga was the corniest nigga
Yeah, me too.
ever, bro.
I thought it was the weirdest thing.
I'm
at
like,
first.
nigga, are you serious? And I used to get mad at him. Like, bro, how corny can you get?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, bro? Go to sleep. Just hang up the phone. Like, he would fall asleep on FaceTime. I'd be like, bro, this nigga sucks. But yeah, it just all depends on your person. Because when we started doing it, I'm like, yeah, this shit kind of lit.
Yeah, and then I would and then if the call like ended, like hi, she's staring at me.
Woke up. Yeah, there would be times where the call ends and like, babe.
You'd wake up and it's like, I like have a panic.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, like there was so much times when you forgot to plug in your phone
Yeah,
and it would die overnight. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I know, that's funny, huh?
Yeah.
But I think she's our alarm clock to this video.
Your alarm clock, the video's done.
But you agree with it? If anything.
If anything, set a time and thank you for watching. Nah, what else? Set a time and I want to say boundaries, but not really boundaries. Set a time and have an internal conversation with yourself if it's something you really want to do. And like, what are you willing to do for it? Like, what are you willing to sacrifice for this relationship? You know, because you're gonna have to put your pride aside. You're gonna have to over communicate, and you're gonna have to like you gotta be extra. Basically, you gotta be extra. So, really talk to yourself and ask yourself, is this worth it? Like, is this the person I want to put all this effort into? And if they are, then make sure to hit the subscribe button because we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2025.
Yes.
Yes.